Welcome to the fourth 2016 preseason training video. I'm the supervisor of officials, Brian Sikowski, for the Eastern Football Conference. We're about a month and a half away from the season. Summer's going fast, everyone, and hopefully you started getting into the rule book. If you haven't already, you should. And you should be getting out, working out, so that your body is prepared for the season. So you're not getting out running for the first time, the first scrimmage of the season. So let's not forget that the WPIAL clinic is July 30th at Baldwin High School at 9 a.m. For those attending and that are line of scrimmage officials, myself, and Bill Schottenheimer will be leading the breakout discussion. So we're really looking forward to getting everyone involved, and the format will be we'll be showing some videos and asking for some participation. So be prepared to talk, because Bill and I will not be lecturing the entire time. The previous video, number 3, focused a lot on line of scrimmage fouls, and I kind of beat up on the line of scrimmage officials. So this time, in this fourth video, we're going to look a little bit more at pass interference. But before I get started on pass interference, I want to talk a little bit about layup fouls. We have a plethora of fouls of like holding and defensive pass interference, offensive pass interference they're highly controversial and subjective at times. But there are certain fouls that we have to consider layup fouls that we should get 99% of them right. There are false starts, there are offsides, illegal formations, delay of games, illegal shifts, illegal motions, or free kick formations. We should have those good. Illegal substitution. We should be counting 11 every time, whether we're a referee or umpire, or whether we're the two deep wing officials. So, when we go into the game, those are the fouls that we should get correct every time, so that there's no doubt. Because once we start missing those fouls, then it starts getting in the coach's minds that maybe we're not dialed in as much as we should be. And, that's just one less hassle for us to deal with. So let's go into those games and get those fouls. And obviously we want to get all the fouls right, but again, those are the layup ones that we should get right every time. So we're going to talk a lot about defensive and offensive pass interference in this video, which is about 9 plays, so it might be a little bit longer than the normal ones. So every time you throw up a DPI, you should be able to categorize the DPI. If you can't categorize it into one of these categories, then it's not pass interference. So when you throw first category is early contact. Obviously, if the defender contacts the offensive player before the ball arrives, that is impeding the offensive player's chance to get the ball. So we should be able to throw a flag there. There's the hook and turn. Now, just because a defender's arms on the back of the offensive player does not constitute a foul, but once we see that turn of the hips by the defender on the offensive guy, and the hook of the arm, that's when you'll be able to see the hook and turn for the DPI. A cutoff. A cutoff is when a offense and a defensive player are running down the sideline, and the defender just runs the offensive player out of bounds. We give 0 leeway whenever the defender is not looking back. If you feel that the defender is looking back and is playing the ball and they so happen to go out of bounds, and that we're not going to call defensive pass interference. But if it's blatantly obvious that the defender is pushing the offensive player out of bounds, then we will want to flag down for defensive pass interference. The next one is a grab and restrict, and you'll see a lot of these making a receiver a one-arm receiver. So the defender will either grab the arm or put his hand out so the receiver cannot get his arm up to catch the ball. Next one is an arm bar. You'll see this a lot where just the defender will stick out his arm and not allow the offensive player to get past him. And if he's allowed to reach out and touch, but once you feel that there's a restriction that the offensive player is trying to fight through that arm bar, then we have a flag. And the last one is face guarding. If the defender's looking back and his arms are up, then we do not have a foul, because we can honestly say that the defender was trying to play the ball. But if the defender is not looking back at the ball and he's face guarding, then we're going to have a flag every time. Except, and I will say except, if the ball is underthrown by 20 yards, don't throw the flag. Okay, because he might be face guarding, but there was no way that the offensive player could have come back and get the ball. So So use a little bit of common sense on plays like that. But if the ball's within 5, 8 yards and there's face guarding, then we throw the flag. One thing I want to note for those who work Saturdays also, catchability is not an option in high school football. So we're not going to say that the ball is uncatchable. That just will drive coaches crazy because that's not in the rule book right now. So let's take a look at these next 9 plays, and we'll discuss them, and hopefully you get something out of this video. All right, this is the first play. First thing I wanted to note is, we talked earlier about layup fouls, and as you can see in this first play, if we take a look at this left tackle over here, you'll see that he moves a little bit early, right before the snap, and we don't get a false start called. So, these are calls right here. He moves clearly before the snaps that are layup calls. We need to get these fouls. We need to be focused in, and this is an area that we can quell with the coaches that, our mind's not in the game, and we can show that we can get these easy fouls. Now, what's going to happen on this play is you're going to see a pass down the bottom side of your screen down here where my cursor is, and we're going to have early contact DPI. Okay, but what I want you to look at is the hit on the receiver. Okay, we have the ball in the air here, and defender just clearly is not playing the ball. Defender right here clearly is not playing the ball, comes in and makes contact up high with his shoulder, launching into the offensive player. So what you'll see here is you'll see a flag come in from the bottom half of your screen, and you can see the flag. I'm going to note it right here. And first thing I want to note is the deep wing is in excellent position here. He's throwing the flag at least from the 45, 50-yard line in, so he has great cushion. He was able to see this play. Now, what he is having a little bit of problems with is he's working this matchup between this player and this player here, and that's not where the pass interference comes in for, and even the targeting comes in. It comes in from the safety position. So who can help there? Okay, first off, one of the people that can help is the wing down here. Okay, because he's running down the sideline, he may be able to catch that player coming here. And also with this safety foul, I would have no problems with the side judge across the field throwing the flag here, because this is a definite safety foul and we will want to get. So let's watch this again. We have a definite target. The call on the play was a defensive pass interference. I would support a targeting with ejection because he's clearly head hunting, not playing the ball. But next, let's look at what happens. Number 15 gets over and taunts him. We have a taunting foul here that we don't get. So we throw the flag. We got to continue officiating. This is the field judge at the bottom of the screen could get this taunting. The line judge who's coming down cleaning up the play, he can get this taunting. So in 2 instances, we have areas with the line judge and field judge could come in and get the taunting. Definitely a correct call with the early contact defensive pass interference, but again, a targeting with ejection would be supported, I think, by any supervisor in this conference. All right, next play we're going to look at. First, we're going to take a look at this matchup at the bottom of the screen, which is the field judge matchup. He's the widest guy. Let's talk about some positioning here. Referee is 15, almost 15 yards deep, maybe 13 yards deep, and pretty wide here. Great positioning by the referee right here. We can look at the headlinesman and line judge are starting in the white. Great starting position here. But I know I sound like a broken record here, but walking out and backing out by umpires, we need to move with a purpose. I like to use that phrase. Don't walk out. Get back in your position, get set, and get ready to officiate the play. Okay, so first on this play, we're going to look at this matchup down here at the bottom of the field. So, and one thing you need to note is, we have press coverage here. So your antenna should go up right away. Press coverage, the DB is going to try to jam the receiver at the line of scrimmage. So we have a grab, immediate grab by the defender. Now, does this grab restrict him? Let's take a few steps. Look right there. You can see right there in the first couple, it takes the feet away of the offensive player looking to get into his pattern. So right now we have a hold. We have the quarterback with the ball in his hands. So we should have a flag down for defensive holding. So how do we want to officiate this play? Field judge, you look, and right now you see the grab. Once you see the grab, you look into the backfield and see where the quarterback is looking. If the quarterback is looking at your side of the field, then you have a flag down. If the quarterback is looking at the other side of the field, you hold that flag. And if he comes your way, then you throw it. But if he throws the other side of the field and never looks your side, then you leave it go and you talk to the players. But right now, you see the hold, you see the spin, and right about now is probably when you'll look back at the quarterback and see the ball in the air. So you have to do a little bit of thinking here and understand that a second and a half ago, when I recognized the hold that the ball was in the quarterback's hands, I should have a flag down for defensive holding. And look what happens, the ball gets intercepted. So you can definitely say that this grab at the beginning of the route had a material effect on the play, because we don't know if what kind of route that number 4 was running. Was he running a slant route? He was looking to go inside because he was trying to get an inside release here. He's trying to get an inside release, and where does the ball get thrown? Inside. So definitely support a defensive hold here, and you could see how he took a step away. If right here the offensive guy is able to break free, we don't have a material effect on the play, then we let there is no hold. But you can see that he clearly spins him around, and we want a holding call called on this play. All right, in this third play, we're going to take a look at the same matchup down below, and we're going to have a good no call here for no DPI, because as you'll see, the ball was tipped prior to the contact occurring. So who we got looking at here? We have a center guard tackle here. The line judge at the bottom of the screen is going to be moving immediately to the goal line because we're inside from the 5 and in. The field judge in the back here is looking to work that matchup, and frankly, you'll see right away that the line judge at the bottom of the screen is probably going to be working that matchup after he works snap, tackle, because the ball gets thrown there right away. Again, the immediate position of the referee is a good position. The umpire's in good position, and we have, if I'm the deep wing here, I'd like to see you move in a little bit more towards the pylon. It'll give you a better cone of vision out here to work plays out here, because you already have a line judge in here that's going to be able to help you in that area. So let's take a look at the play. So we see the ball is tipped. You see there's a little crowd noise here, so we'll run through the slow-mo. We have no contact here with the ball in the air. It's tipped up in the air and by B and touched by A, and what we can say is all bets are off. So the defender has every right to pull the offensive player to the ground. Now let's talk here for a second. The ball's in the air. Let's look at the positioning of the line judge right now. I've talked a lot about this in the past videos. I'd like to see the line judge back. Let's see if I can draw a better line here in this area back here. Because if this ball were to be batted up in the air and they were to catch it, he would be moving backwards with the pylon threatened. So, the ball was snapped about the 4-yard line. You should work immediately back here as a wing official. And, as I said before with the field judge, he could start here and work his way out to that play. But good concentration here by the line judge and the field judge, and way to not stop officiating. So you see we have an interception with his knee down. And we have an excellent call by the line judge right here on a touchback. One thing that is I'll note on touchbacks on plays like this, not that this is wrong, but this is something that was taught to me and actually might help you a little bit, just slow the game down a little bit. So you know you have a touchback right here. Give 2 kill the clock signals prior to giving a touchback. That'll just give you time to slow yourself down and to give yourself and let you think, is this really a touchback? Was he in the field of play? Was he across completely the ball completely across the goal line? It's just a little tidbit here, but overall excellent job by the line judge and the field judge in this scenario, not calling defensive pass interference and giving the proper signal for a touchback. All right, this is from a game that uses 7-man mechanics. However, we're going to talk 6-man in this. Be able to, we can, whether you you're lucky enough to work a state playoff game or a WPIAL championship game, or in this manner where you work 7. But we're going to talk about this in 6-man mechanics to get it straight. So in 6-man mechanics, we have, this is the field judge's key down here, and these two right off the bat are associated with the line judge. Okay, so that doesn't mean that our keys aren't fluid during the play, because as you will see, this tight end here will come in and sit right in the middle of the field here, and that is the exact area, because let's talk about keys on the other side. This key right here is the side judge key. This is the head linesman's key. Okay, but again, we have to be athletes. We have to be able to look at the play and digest it as it goes on. We got the head linesman who will slide down accordingly with his key. So right at this point, the head linesman in his belt should have these two players in his field of vision. We got the side judge working this. We have the line judge. He's going to be working that because he's coming out, and the field judge should be looking at that intently because we got to grab. So what I want you to do is take a look at this player right in here and look what happens with him. He settles right here, okay? And you are allowed to hit the offensive player if you're a defender, but this is totally a cheap shot and not warranted. You see this linebacker right here come in and hit him right in the middle of the back. He's not in the play. That's not pass interference. That's not defensive holding, but that is illegal use of the hands. That's if the I will say, if the offensive player is face the other direction and the linebacker decides to hit him face up, we do not have a foul. But this is an area where these players are not threatened with the head linesman. He's got to look through them to help in the middle of the field, because this is just a cheap shot here. And I know the umpire is looking in here, and there's not really much going on. Maybe he can even pick that up there, because again, defenseless player, these are the fouls that we want to get. These kind of off the ball unnecessary fouls just jump out on the play, because this, on film, this just looks horrible, and it is, in my opinion, is a safety foul. So let's, we have initial keys, who this initial key was the line judge's key at the bottom of the screen, but as he moves in here, he moves into that belt where that head linesman slides down and should be able to see this, and hopefully we'll get a better view of it and be able to pick it up next time. Again, I want to note great positioning by the field judge right here. He's deep. He's not even in the picture. Looks like he was ready to be at the goal line. If the goal line was threatened, he's coming in to clean up the play. And the field judge, if you really want to make your deep wings your line of scrimmage people happy, help them out with the spot. You don't have to come up and get the spot, but yelling out that yard line. Let's see where he goes out of bounds. He goes out of bounds about the 16-yard line. Come up and yell 16, 16 to the line judge. He'll love you for it, and it works for great communication. All right, for this next play, this is a play that's a little bit difficult for us as six-man mechanics to officiate. Again, this is a play with seven-man mechanics, but with six-man, we would have our side judge in here, and head linesman, line judge, and field judge in on the pylons inside. So what we're going to see happen here is we're going to have right now, initially we have the side judge with this person as his key, head linesman has this person as his key, field judge and line judge right here, that's his key. But you'll see the line judge's keys goes in motion right here. Okay, and now if we freeze it right before the snap, we have new keys. And this is what we have to always keep in mind. These two players are now the head linesman's key. This player up here is the circle them both. That is the side judge's key. Now this is a play. Let's just think about our side judge being on the pylon in six-man mechanics here. He's initially starting with a key outside, and then he's going to have to work a little bit different here because, well, as we're going to see, he's going to have two players come at him. And I want you to take a look at the tight end, and right as the ball goes in the air, we're fine right here. I want you to take a look at the ball going in the air. The defender's not looking. So right now, the ball's in the air. This defender, this matchup here. Defender's not looking. He gets zero leeway right here. I don't care if he's just laying a hand on him. If there's any contact whatsoever, we have a foul on this player right here because he is not playing the ball. Okay, if he were to look back at the last second, then would be okay. But take a look at what this defender does right here. He pulls down. He pulls down on the shoulder of the offensive player. Even though he's looking back, we have pass interference here. This is a textbook. We talked about the categories. This is a grab and restrict. He definitely takes a step away, grab and restrict with early contact right here. And like I said, this is a difficult play for six-man mechanics. But if we do have a side judge here, and once the ball goes in the air, we're all going to the ball, he probably will be able to catch that foul right there. While we're talking a little bit in seven-man mechanics, this is the back judge's key, and he should be looking right at that matchup here, which comes right at him. And I'm surprised he doesn't have a foul here. But again, these plays over the middle, we could use help everywhere because that is the one area in six-man mechanics where a few years ago we did have that back judge move to the middle of the field, which made the line judge have the whole line, which was a whole other story here. But we need to we don't be ball watchers, but when the ball goes in the air, the wing and the deep wing on that side should go towards the ball to help with a catch, no catch, or any contact on the receiver that could be caused as a foul. All right, let's take a look at this play, and we're going to compare this play to play that happened 2 plays earlier on this training video where we had an illegal use of the hands call should have been called, where a linebacker steps up and drills a potential receiver right in the back, a defenseless receiver is not even in the play. So we're going to just take a snapshot of that play in your head and what happened, and let's think about that when we're watching this play. But let's take a look at the keys right now. This is side judge key, this is head linesman's key right here. We're looking field judge here, we're looking line judge here, we're looking line judge here. Okay, let's talk a little bit before we get started on this play. Now, if I'm a referee and I have a right-handed quarterback right here, so I'm back here, I know right now by this formation that my line judge is tied up with 2 receiver keys. Okay, his ability to work the snap, tackle, backs is going to be difficult in the tackle portion. So in my mind, I know that I'm not going to have the help of my line judge like I normally do on a play for the tackle. And the same thing can happen on the top side of the screen with the head linesman. The head linesman is going to work snap, tackle, and then his receiver key. So, you know, as a referee, you want to think I have more help on the head linesman side, so I'm going to shade and maybe give my line judge a little bit of help with his key. So knowing that, I'm going to want to get my width a little bit wider towards the sideline so that I can watch this tackle while keeping the quarterback in my frame. Okay, that doesn't mean that if we have a double team with the tackle guard that I can let that go and then work the other tackle on the other side. So referees, you really got to even though you're not directly involved in the formation, by reading a formation, you can really see how you can work with your crew to get the best coverage possible. So, as we can see at the snap, line judge, field judge, head linesman, side judge. Okay? So as we go a little bit further, this key, who is the head linesman's key, gets hit on the side. Okay, this is a lot different than what happened earlier. He's hitting him from the side. The receiver is able to see the hit. So in this play, I don't believe that we have a illegal use of the hands, and I wouldn't want it called here. Now, if the receiver had passed, that the receiver was here, and the defender hits him in the back, then we have that illegal use of the hands. But as long as the defender hits into the side to the front like he does here, we're not going to want that called. So, the other play, we had the offensive player facing completely that way. The defender comes up and chucks him and hits him to the ground right from behind. But in this case, you can see that the offensive player can clearly see the linebacker coming up and hitting in this play. And as you can see, let's look at so we have a double team with the guard and tackle. So referee, you're back here. You notice right away I have a double team here. I'm going to move from that matchup to this matchup over here. And then that way you're just working your normal quarterback opposite tackle matchup here. You have the umpire who probably is given up on this matchup. He has a double team here. So really the umpire actually can even help you a little bit with that matchup, double team. And then we have the one-on-one matchup at the end. Okay, we're going to use this play to go over our intentional grounding mechanics again. And remember, in high school we have to have a receiver in the area. Whether he's inside or outside the tackle box is irrelevant to us. Whether he gets it to the line of scrimmage is irrelevant to us. We have to know if there is a eligible receiver in the area. First thing, let's take a note. Umpire, I don't know why you're looking back here. We should always keep our focus up here because as we look, the offense is over the ball. Right now, if they snap it, you're looking back at the back judge or you're looking back at the play clock for some reason. But let's go over keys. Field judge, line judge, side judge. Head linesman has the tight end, and he will also work this back over here. So now we have motion that goes to the other side. The head linesman is going to be working the tight end in that matchup, where the line judge is going to take over with that key. He's going to work snap, tackle, and that back over there. So right away, I want you to take a look at this down here. And this is, again, the field judge's key. We have a grab right here and immediate throwdown. Okay, so I talked a little bit earlier about, you see that play, you have a hanging defensive hold. Okay, so you're looking around, you can tell the quarterback's eyes right now are over there. I'll make one caveat with a throwdown like that. If you were to throw a defensive hold right now, I would support it 100% because of the ferocity of the throwdown. But let's just say this is a garden variety defensive hold right here. So we have the quarterback looking on the other side. He's scrambling. Now he's looking over here. Well, now that he's looking over here under duress, you're throwing your flag. Because if he hadn't thrown him down, who knows what would have happened. We're not in the business to judge what would happen, but we can honestly say that the quarterback could have had a chance to throw to this receiver here. So we would want that defensive hold thrown at this point. So what happens next? The quarterback slings the ball and it lands right here. So let's talk about our intentional grounding mechanics. We have an eligible receiver here. We have an eligible receiver here. Neither of which are in the area. So how do we handle this? The line judge should notice there is no eligible receiver in the area. Prior to that happening, the referee should be running up to, one, make sure nothing happens with the quarterback, but two, get the spot of the foul. He then, because you feel at that point as a referee, hey, something's wrong, looks like we have an intentional grounding, it appears. And then he looks over to his wing official. At that time, that wing official, the line judge, should be running in and saying, I had no eligible receivers in the area. At that point, referee drops his flag. He or she throws the intentional grounding flag, makes the announcement, and we go from there. So looking at this play, we should have had an intentional grounding on the offense and a defensive hold, a hold on the defense. Those penalties should have been offsetted, and we should replay the down. So again, let's stick with our keys. I mean, we have an immediate throwdown. And whenever you have press coverage like this, you should be thinking. And we have a grab. So he grabs him, throws him right down. That ferocity right now, I don't care if the quarterback's looking over here or over here. He grabs him up around the head, throw the defensive hold. I'll support you at any time. But even so, the quarterback comes around, looks in the area. That's when you can throw the flag again for your hold. So let's stay with our keys and make the calls that we should be able to make. Okay, for this play, we're going to take a look at, first off, the referee's positioning. We'd like you to get a little bit wider out here because what you're going to want to do is keep this tackle in your field of vision. So, even getting wider, I know, these numbers are a little bit different than what you're used to. Get out wide. If at this point you're inside the 25-yard line, so you shouldn't have any coaches bothering you with, the wider the better. It gives you better field of vision. Let's, be redundant. Let's look at keys. We have field judge, line judge, head linesman, side judge. Okay. So what are we thinking here? As a wider is better as a referee, because I have two receivers that my line judge has to worry about. So I'm going to have to help him with this tackle a little bit more. So I'm going to want to get wider. So we have a play where it's snapped and the quarterback is going to throw the ball to here. We don't have any defense or offensive pass interference, but I want you to take a note. The umpire sees a tip, okay? And I'm not going to judge that whether it was or was not a tip at this point. But umpires, you should not be ball watchers. You should be watching your matchups with your center and two guards, okay? I know you want to make a turn and help with the catch, and that's great, and probably what this umpire wanted to do here. But we cannot take our focus off these players in here, okay? Because that right there is just showing me you're not watching your key, you're ball watching. Okay, so what we have here is we have the ball tipped, and we have an incomplete pass. But what I want to watch, what I want you to watch is I want you to watch this matchup right here. So even if we did have, if we had a field judge or a side judge throw a flag for defensive pass interference, we had the umpire say the ball was tipped. The umpire would then go to the person who threw the flag onto the pass interference and say, "Hey, what do you have?" That the official would say, "I have defensive pass interference." The umpire would say, "Well, no, we do not have defensive pass interferences because the ball was tipped." That's when, if referees, if you have a microphone, click on the mic, say there's no foul for defensive pass interference on the play, the ball was tipped by the defense. Next down. Okay, so that informs everyone because they might see a flag down, or they might see, the field judge or side judge might not throw the flag because he sees the tip signal, which they shouldn't. If you see the foul, throw it, talk about it from there. But I talked a little bit earlier about a hook and turn. Okay, and as you can see right here, as the ball's coming in, you have the defender with his arm on the offensive player's back. And he makes a great play. Even with his hand on his back, he doesn't turn him till afterwards. And he even gets contact with the ball, it appears. So we wouldn't have DPI either way. So this is good officiating by the deep wings here, and even the head linesman at the top of the screen, because it might be in his field of vision. But this off the start was the side judge's key, and he stayed with his key and did not throw the foul for defensive pass interference correctly, because it was not. But if we did have a foul, we have good crew communication to talk about if the ball was or was not tipped, because that obviously has an effect on the foul that we call. All right, this is the ninth and final play, and first thing I want to note is the excellent position of the referee. We do not even see him on the screen, and that's great. Assuming we have a right-handed quarterback, we're 10, 15 yards. He's wide. Don't even see him in the frame. Excellent starting position by the referee. Excellent starting position by the head linesman at the top of the screen in the middle of the white. We have a fourth down and double stick, so we know no matter what after the play, we're stopping the clock. Okay, so whether we have a first down or whether we have a turnover and downs, the clock is going to stop. Next, we have great positioning by the side judge here. He's in the middle of the white. Even if he worked to the edge of the white, that would be fine, because if he continued back, that would put him on the goal line outside. He wouldn't have to backpedal at all right here. Again, keys, be redundant. Field judge, line judge, side judge, head linesman, back here. So, referees, you're thinking to myself, my line judge has two receivers in his area. I'm on the right-handed side of the quarterback, so I'm going to work that tackle right there, because my head linesman's working backs. He's working this back right here, so he can easily help me with this tackle right here. Again, these are things that, as you're working your scrimmages this year, have discussions with your referees after the play and your wing officials. Talk about, hey, I needed help with my tackle on that play. As a head linesman, you should say, hey, Mr. Referee, I got your help on this tackle right here on this play because my key was in the backfield. It will help you stay into the game and actually help you work better as a crew. Good job by the umpire to stay set and be ready for the play to happen. So let's watch this play. So we even look at this play to start. This back comes up and blocks. So that tackle is going to be worked by the head linesman right there. So we have a deep pass, which is going to go to this receiver on that matchup here. And right now you can see that the defender is looking back towards the ball, which is great. He's in good position. He maybe has a hand on him, but he's not restricting him in any way. But look what happens. He's beat. His hands go up, and he's not playing the ball. And you can see hands are up. The ball is right here. And we know that we do not need contact for face guarding, so we're going to get a foul and a great call, rightfully so, for face guarding. That being set aside, I want to talk about one other thing. So we have a defender who is not playing the ball. If he makes any contact with that receiver, we're going to call a foul for early contact. Okay. One little tidbit of note here, you'll see this side judge right up here. He kind of stays flat-footed a little bit too long. Okay. Right now he's about the 3-yard line. He should be on the goal line. Just to be a little bit nitpicky, but you know what? He makes an excellent call for the face guarding, so we'll let that go right there. But great call by the side judge, staying with his key, recognizing that face guarding is a foul, and recognizing that the defender was not looking back. So, great job of officiating by this crew. And the way we look at it now, we have a defensive pass interference on a play where it's 4th down, and let's just say the line of scrimmage is, I'm sorry, the line of scrimmage is on that line, so they're going to get a first down. Defensive pass interference is no longer an automatic first down anymore in high school. That rule changed a few years ago. They're going to get 15 yards and a first down.